And we did what we did, chat. But you can't knock it for one being inspired and wanting to try something crazy. I understand how people they may view my shit and being like, "Yo, it's fire," but man, you can't knock it for wanting to try some shit. You know what I mean?
What is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another one. Appreciate you for tuning in. For those who've been around for a minute, let me set y'all up, man. Today we finna talk. My fault, I had to grab something from the car. All right, welcome back. Today we finna jump right in, and it's finna go something like this, bro. How am I gonna word this? People laugh at you. Nah. People laugh at you for trying, but hate when trying works. I like that. I like that better. People laugh at you for trying, but hate when trying works. Now, let me explain this, bro, because I'm going to get deep. This doesn't have to be just what the world does, because the world and the internet, they'll try to downplay whatever you got going on, talk about you, whatever. But you know who do this the most, which is the craziest part? Your family. Your family and friends. People that you keep around that you would never think would do this. They try to downplay whatever you got going on. And it's crazy, right? But not only that, like I said, the internet will do this as well, excuse me. And I feel like YouTube does it in a sense because YouTube pushes negativity. I've tested it. You do this, okay? I've seen it. YouTube pushes negativity more than it does positive. I've seen it, all right? Let me know if I'm wrong, okay? And here's why people do this. Here's why people feed off negativity, people feed off hate, people feed off of just talking, right? And it's because if you gain some type of success or have some type of, progression, it's because all of that is a mirror to all of the excuses they've made for themselves. Y'all do realize that, right? And I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but from what I'm seeing, that's what it is. Your success and progression is a mirror to all of their excuses they've made for themselves. Simple, right? And here's why people laugh. I've also learned it's because it's easier for people to point fingers and talk about you than it is to go do what you're doing for themselves, go work for themselves, go work and do something for themselves. It's easier. It's easier for them to do that. When you start chasing your dreams or chasing on building something, you know what I'm saying? You remind them of their dreams and things they gave up on. That's what I've seen. All right. To them, your efforts it looks like foolishness, or it looks like I can't even put the words together because I'm not a hater. Like I'm trying to put myself in the mind frame of somebody that hates on somebody. But the same risk that you take, they will never take for themselves. And I'll give you a pure, I'll give you a pure example. I just seen a thing with Kai Cenat. Y'all know he's a streamer. I don't even look at him as a streamer no more. Dog is a celebrity. Congratulations. But it's Kai Cenat and Deshae Frost, okay? Now, we all know, I'm pretty sure if you don't live under a rock, Kai Cenat has surpassed a certain level on Twitch. Proud of him, you know? Black man working hard, young, getting to it, all right? Then there's Deshae. They're both funny. I rock with both of them. But I see so many people trying to downplay Deshae Frost because, they're trying to say that he's copying or trying to follow the wave. Y'all cannot hate on somebody for trying. Because no sooner it works, y'all gonna be on the other side of the fence And I hate that. I don't like when people switch up. I mean, if you're going to be a hater, at least be a hater forever. Be a hater forever. Don't switch up. That's just me, though. Especially if you, and it could go for like, if you watch me and you don't like me forever. Don't switch up, stay that way. Okay? Stay that way. That's how I see it. Because it makes no sense to me why people have that much animosity in their heart when you could get up and do the same thing, or at least try. But you know what happens? When people try, they understand that you actually have to put work in. This isn't no handout. Nobody's gonna give you anything. Mommy and daddy is not gonna give you money. That's not what it is, bro. In life, you gotta work for stuff. You gotta work. You gotta work hard. And that's what separates a lot of people, bro. Because a lot of people aren't gonna put the work in. A lot of people gonna do a lot of this and talk. Why? Because it's easier. It's easier to imagine yourself already there, but you're really not. You're not gonna get there with no work. That'd be the problem. Now, here's the thing that people don't see is the grind that you put in, right? Nobody sees, the late nights that you up, writing down video plans, scripting if you got to, coming up with ideas. Nobody sees that part. You know what people see on the internet? People see the beginning, maybe, and the end. That's it. Nobody sees the middle part of the progress to get to where they're at. Nobody sees that. Nobody. While people laugh, the work you put in goes unnoticed. Although there's some that people will notice, like, man, he is working hard. Oh, I like this. I see the progression in editing. Like, you know what I'm saying? You'll have some people, but for the most part, most don't see it. All right. I remember where I had a moment where I felt like quitting. I did. I had a moment where I felt like just, I'm done with all this. I'm done. Who would have thought that in that moment for me was my moment that everything changed, bro? I mean, everything. Everything. In a good way. In a good way. People need to keep going regardless of what goes on in life. That'd be the problem. And then when they don't, some people shape them giving up, and when somebody else has success at something that they wanted to do, it turns into hate. And then it turns into, you trying to downplay somebody because they're doing what you want to do. You get me? It just, I've never understood that mindset. I've never understood that. For the longest, I've always been the person to guide people or help lend a hand. So many people got the wrong mindset with things. Like, why don't you, instead of talking about somebody or pointing a finger, why don't you start asking them questions or like, hey bro, how you do that, man? How can I fix what I'm doing? Cause I'm doing the same thing. What am I doing wrong? But nobody thinks logically like that, because if you was, maybe they might help you out. Shout out Damo. Shout out Damo. Because you, and I don't know if you're gonna watch this, but you was somebody that, put me on game, bro, and you didn't even have to. You didn't even have to, bro. At all. But you know what happened? I took the information you gave me, ran with it. And it worked. And it worked. To this day. Bro, I was able to leave a job. I was able to leave my studio job and do YouTube full time on a channel, making more money than I'm making at my studio job. Mind you, at a studio job, I'm getting paid $35 an hour. So you do the math. I was able to leave. You get me? Then turned around, my job fired me. Cool. Now, in a rebuttal, I've talked to y'all about doing YouTube full time. I guess it came in full circle, because look what I'm doing now, bro. It's crazy, right? It's crazy. I've had people who, you know, try to downplay what I got going on. And this is gonna happen, bro. I just want to be an example and show you that there are already examples out here. Look at Deshae and Kai Cenat, bro. People downplaying Deshae right now as if he don't work. Content creators work hard, bro. But nobody sees that. Nobody sees the work that goes behind a lot of this, bro. And I got a lot of respect for content creators even more now because I'm behind the camera now. And I used to be the person holding the camera. Funny how that worked, right? I was the person behind the camera, and you know what somebody told me? Man, you need to flip the camera on yourself. Now look. You get what I'm saying? And when I got first told that, I was probably thinking like you, like, bro, I can't do that. Until you start doing it and trying. Do you get me? A lot of people won't try. Why? What's it gonna hurt you trying? What is it? What is it hurting? Oh, because you feel like it's not taking off like you want it to? That'd be the problem. You're in the wrong mind frame, bro. See, when you trying, bro, you need to be doing it for the purpose of you love doing what you're doing. See, when you don't love what you're doing, you get to being like people like that, where you start pointing the finger. I will never be that. Never. Never. How do you handle hate or when people talk about you or try to degrade what you got going on? I'm going to just tell you like this. I don't take it personal. I don't think people should take it personally because everybody got a right to their opinion. It is what it is. Especially as a content creator, like when you're on this platform, especially how YouTube is operating now, I don't advise people to comment back to nothing because YouTube will get you packed up. I'm going to just leave it at that. Just let people comment what they comment. Let people believe what they want to believe. I know what's going on. You get me? You know what I'm saying? And focus on your supporters. Focus on them because these are the people that rock with you. The other people that's just coming along, they stragglers. To me, it's no point in you even viewing me if you already don't like what I got going on. I think it's kind of weird, but I mean, go off, do what you do, you know? But for every hater or every person that has something negative to say, there's always someone rooting for you. I understood that too. And it took me the last 3 months to understand that. You know, it took me 3 months. And once I got that through my head, I was like, man, it's all worth it. It's still worth it to this day. You know, especially because I know I work hard. I know a lot of other people work hard for what they got. And to let somebody, you know, tell you what you can't do is something I will never let cross my mind. Ever. And I don't think you should too. Ever. Ever in life. Ever. All right? Most of the time, I tell y'all from jump, I use it as fuel all the time. I can't lie to y'all about how many people telling me that, you know, you're not always gonna make money day trading. Jesus. People really hate to see somebody get into it, especially after that person has already said, I'm gonna do this, and then they do it. People hate that. People hate it, and I don't understand why. I don't get it. I don't get it. I can't wrap my mind around it. I don't think I ever will. But I say all this to say this. Bro, don't let nobody in this world tell you what you are capable of doing or not capable of doing. Don't let nobody do it. Please don't. People can have their opinions, do whatever, but don't let that stop whatever you got going on. Ever. Ever. Because the minute you let that happen, that's when everything crumble, bro. I'm telling you. Please don't let that be you. Please don't. That's it, bro. I'll see y'all on the next one, man.